What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode in my album review series. And today we will be taking a break from Maiden for a bit and be looking at VOLA because they're one of my favorite bands personally. Got Monsters EP shirt right here. And they just released an album on November 1st, 2024 called Friend of a Phantom. And it honestly, for me, lived up to the expectations I had for it. My expectations were really high because of those of you who don't listen to VOLA, and those of you who do know that VOLA has three full-length studio albums, and they're all fantastic. They're so good. They're a very consistent band, and so I was hoping that this album would keep them as consistent as they have been throughout their career, and they definitely have. So first we'll go over the performers on the album. So on guitar and vocals, and I apologize if I butcher these names, they're not names that are very common, so I apologize if I butcher the pronunciation. But on guitar and vocals we have Asger Rospel Mygind. On drums, Adam Genzi. On keyboards we have Martin Werner. And on bass, Nikolai Mogensen. And I'll just start by saying all these musicians are absolutely fantastic. They're so good, very unique in how they play. They have an awesome sound. They're just a very original and great band. So without further ado, let's just get into this. Okay, so before we get into the track listing, I'll just start by saying that VOLA, they are very consistent, and I love all their albums, including this one. I'll just start by saying that I think this album is amazing. And so I was a little concerned after hearing 4 singles that it would most likely be their worst album to date, even though I think most of those songs are great. And it is possible that it is their worst, but I would not say worst. I would say possibly least amazing. So yeah, so honestly, you'll find out that I liked pretty much every song, and I think it's a great album. I'll probably do a VOLA album ranking sometime, and then after I've given this a little more time to settle, we'll see how it ranks in all my albums. But without that being said, let's get into the track list. Okay, so the first song, the opening song, is Cannibal, which features Anders Frieden from In Flames. And personally, I am a big fan of old In Flames. I'm about to blank on every single album that that they have that I like, but like the Clayman, I think is what it's called, and then Colony, and then the green one, I forget what that one's called. But yeah, I mean, In Flames was great, and Anders Frieden does fantastic on the song. I ought to say that. I think this was the last single they released, and this was the single that really got me excited for this album. I mean, this song is really, really good. I would say it's probably the heaviest song on the album. And of course, Asger's voice is just amazing, and he has a verse, and then on the second verse, Anders, of just harsh vocals, and it's such a cool contrast. And then in the chorus, they have the harsh vocals and Asger's very clean vocals contrasting. It goes together perfectly. This song is so good. It's honestly perfect for an opener because it's really heavy, gets you straight to the point. Yeah, this song is awesome. We go straight into Break My Lying Tongue, which was the second single they released, and this song is just as good. I mean, it's really awesome. It has this kind of keyboard rhythm that repeats through most of the song, and when I first heard it, I thought it was really annoying and kind of overbearing, but now I think it's awesome. I think it's so good. I think a lot of people had the same reaction the first time they heard it. They're like, oh, that's kind of like squeaky. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a bit much. But I think most people have come around to thinking it's awesome. Maybe that's not the case, but in my experience, I didn't like it at first, and now I think it's awesome. This song is almost as heavy as the first track. So they started off a crazy, really good 1-2 punch with these songs. Yeah, the keyboard is really the instrument that shines out here. The drums also are so unique on this album. This song especially, the drums are really cool. Adam is an awesome drummer, and he has the most unique rhythms, some of the most unique drum patterns you'll ever hear. Really cool. So these first 2 songs I had heard prior to the album release because they were singles. And then we get to the first song that I had not previously heard before album release, and that is the third song, We Will Not Disband. Um, After about 5 or 6 listens to this album, I would say this is one of my favorites on the album. It's really, really awesome. It starts out with clean, not acoustic, but clean toned guitar that kind of just goes over the chords and the melody a little bit, and then it kicks in with the awesome keyboards, high energy. This song has an explosive chorus too. The chorus in the song is just awesome, and also the chorus is awesome. But what's even better is the verses. The verses are so catchy. The chords go over it perfectly. So surprisingly, the verse is my favorite part of the song. I think it's even better than the chorus. So this song is definitely a hit. Then we have song number 4, Glass Mannequin. Now, I have a feeling this will either be people's least favorite or favorite on the album just because of the vibe they went for. It's very soft, very melodic. Asger's voice just absolutely soars on this track. It's awesome. So good. I think because of how soft it is, people might be caught off guard a little because of the songs before it that are heavier. I will say this is new and not new for VOLA at the same time, because they had songs like this on Applause of a Distant Crowd from 2018, like Green Screen Mother, and also Vertigo really reminds me of this song. And I think it's just as good as those two. I think the album's fantastic, but this song is really, really good. It's really slow, very melodic, and like I said, Asger's vocals are just amazing on this song. Really, really good. Great song. And then we have song number 5, Bleed Out. And this song is absolutely amazing. This song is so good. This is exactly what peak VOLA sounds like. I mean, after hearing it, I can already tell this is a top 10 VOLA song easily. This song is probably the second heaviest song on the album, I would say. The vocals in the beginning are really cool. They're kind of distorted in the first verse. And then it gets to a pre-chorus, which when I first heard the song, I was like, okay, like this is pretty good. I thought it was the chorus at first, and so I was like, oh, okay. I mean, this is pretty good. And then it just kicks into this absolutely massive chorus. This is probably my favorite chorus on the entire album. It is so good. And then it repeats that twice, and then it's got a bridge that is really heavy. This whole song is just so melodic and so heavy. This song is amazing. If you get anything out of this album, in my opinion, this song is kind of the magnum opus of this whole record. It is so good. The vocals are amazing. The drums are amazing. The bass is amazing. Keyboard's amazing. I mean, everyone is firing on all cylinders on this song. This song is really, really just amazing. Bleed Out. Fantastic song. And then we have the lead single for this album, which was released over a year ago, I believe, Paper Wolf. I still kind of have the same opinion on this song that I had on the initial release, and that it's pretty good. I think the riffing is awesome. The main riff is really heavy, really cool. As far as the rest of the song, I think the bridge is cool. It has a unique melody, but I think it's just alright. That being said, also this is the least new song to me, so I might just be a little sick of hearing it because it was the newest song. When I got into the band, this was the most recent song they'd released, so I heard it a few amount of times then. I honestly didn't know if it was going to be on the new album just because it was released so long ago, but yeah, I mean, the guitars in the song are awesome. I think it's still a great song, honestly. It's just, I may have heard it too many times prior to the release just because of how long it was out before the release, but even when I first heard it, I thought, this is pretty good, and I still think it's pretty good. It just hasn't grown on me as much as I hoped it would, but, I mean, what are you gonna do? I think it's good. No, I would say it's great, yeah. I mean, every song on this album is great. It's a fantastic album, but, yeah, not one of my very favorites. And then we have song number 7, which was the third single released, I believe. There was a total of 4 singles. I Don't Know How We Got Here. This song is one of the more chill songs. It starts with kind of a cool keyboard bit, and the drums in the song are really good. Really cool and unique drum pattern on this song. I liked it actually quite a bit when it first released, and it has grown on me a bit as well. I think the chorus is really catchy. It's just very VOLA. there's always a sense in a chorus that you can just tell it's Vola. They use melodies. They have such simple yet unique melodies that it makes it feel very, uh, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Complex. It feels complex and yet it's very simple, but it's like nothing you've heard before, and it's so catchy. Vola really, I've always said Vola has the best choruses, and they really do. These choruses are awesome, and this is not an exception. This is great. And also the bridge of just the clean guitar playing the same note over and over again. I don't know why, but it works so well. The simplicity of that bridge makes it so good, and I love the tone of the guitar. This song is very simple, very short and sweet. The drums, awesome drum pattern. Yeah, I don't know how we got here. Then we have song number 8, Hollow Kid. This song is good. It has a very unique intro. It kind of takes a second for the riff to actually come in, because it's kind of toying with the riff at the very beginning of the song, and then when the verses come in, then the lyrics are going along with the guitar, which I think is really cool. It almost reminds me of something that you'd hear with like Haken a little bit, of the vocals going along with the guitar riff. It's very proggy. It's a very progressive metal thing to have the lyrics going along, like accented as the guitar accents. There's a great chorus on this song too. It's pretty heavy. It's also pretty simple, I would say, as far as Vola standards go. There's not a ton I have to say about it, but I mean, it's a good solid song. So yeah, Hollow Kid. And then for the album closer, song 9, we have Trey. I think this song is awesome. Asger has a fantastic vocal performance on this song. It's one of the more chill songs. It's kind of very melodic, kind of like, it's a very floaty song, especially at the beginning. And then when the chorus repeats, really awesome chorus. When the chorus repeats, then it gets bigger, a little more bombastic. But overall, this song's very echoey. It's kind of like, it's very floaty. I think it's a great way to end off the album in kind of a nostalgic feeling way, a very chill vibe. There's not a ton I have to say about it, but it's a great song, and I think it's a really good way to end the album. So that's song 9, Trey. So overall, personally, by Vola standards, I would give this album a 10 out of 10. I think it's really good. That being said, I think all 4 of their albums are 10 out of 10 because they're all just amazing. This is no exception. I think it's really, really good. As I mentioned, I had high expectations coming into this just because Vola has always met my expectations. And so I'm comfortable with having high expectations, and I had high expectations for this, and it honestly, it exceeded them. Even though I knew it was going to be great, it was amazing. So I would definitely go give this album a listen. If you're a metalhead, listen to it because there's some heavy stuff. If you're not as much into metal, but you're more into prog stuff, if you like prog, you'll probably end up liking this because it is prog metal, but there's enough softer progressive elements that you can enjoy. And honestly, I would say if you like melody, good and unique melodies, I would recommend listening to this. Not even this, I would recommend listening to all of Vola because they have some of the most unique and awesome melodies I've ever heard. So I would definitely go give Friend of a Phantom a listen. I think this album is great. Yeah. So, until next time. See you guys later.